You talking to me?
Goonies never say die!
What's in the box?
Just what do you think you're doing there?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac Blue-Haired Weirdo Anderson.
I am Tyler Ketamine Keen.
And this is a movie show where we talk about movie news.
Movie reviews.
And every single thing in between. Tyler, how you feeling today?
Feeling better.
Yeah, how's that vest treating you?
I gotta get it clean, man. It's got Popeyes all over it.
Well, Tyler's been wearing this vest for the last 8 weeks. So we are very proud of you, but we do want you to wash it, okay?
I spent all day, I spent 3 hours in class picking dog hairs out of it.
And yes, that is a common occurrence. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Do you like Tyler's dog hair? Do you like my members only jacket? Do you think I look like some sort of awkward bird teen? Well, all these things are correct. But we will leave those to the wayside and go straight into movie news. And Tyler, what are we talking about first?
First thing we're talking about is The Fast and the Furious is defying all odds and making another movie.
Yes. See, and last time, what was it? The Fate of the Furious was last time?
Yeah.
This time it is just F9, which the titles keep getting shorter and shorter. Eventually it's going to go down to the title is nothing.
See, if I can remember correctly, F9 lets me pull up all the call logs on my opera screen at work.
What?
F9.
F9. It sounds like an airplane that drops bombs.
F9 on the keyboards beside F10 and F7 and F8 and F.
We're gonna move past this right now. We're just like the
F3.
F9 key. We're gonna skip it. But yeah, so apparently they're coming out with a new Fast and Furious movie. We got Vin Diesel in there. John Cena's in there, looking like a mad monster. Look at that guy, just insane. But let's keep going. I believe we have all the returning. We got Letty. Didn't she? Well, was another character that died? And Natalie Manuel, who I like her face, so I'm cool with her being in there. And apparently she's been in all the other ones, and I don't even realize it. And Mr. Tyrese Gibson, yeah, his face is okay, I guess. But Tyler, what do you think about them making another Fast and Furious?
Tyrese, he always looks like he's disappointed in somebody.
He's disappointing in you for going to see Fast and Furious. He's got higher expectations than that. I mean, everybody needs a paycheck.
I feel like they should change it up a little bit. Change the title up.
They did.
Call it the Furious and the Fast.
Whew. Wow.
Furious and Fast. How does that
Is this
sound?
like for the Lexdesic people?
Well, like you imagine going to a board meeting, they're like, we got to switch this up. How about Furious and Fast? And everybody's brains just explode. They're like, oh, that is so creative.
Well, how do you even do it? Are the cars going to go backwards like Christopher Nolan's Tenet?
No, this takes place in the past as well as the future, but not now.
It's like Dr. Manhattan is like, I'm driving through a road. The road is empty. I go 95 miles per hour. I go vroom vroom, a nice rolly thing. That's essentially the point of these films.
They have to go back in time and get the first original speech. They get Henry T. and he's got a Model T, and he's like racing it, and they're
racing in the 20s, and they have to like race through time.
They had to go and steal the plans to the atomic bomb, so that the Chinese they already got them, so that the Iranians don't get them.
Yes, I think
the time traveling Iranians.
The time traveling Iranians. Yeah, that's a good point, because like we couldn't have, like, if you look at these old movies, like, the Germans are the enemies in the 40s movies. Later on you get the Russians, you get the Chinese are the villains. So who would be the villain if Fast and Furious were to go through time?
Iranians.
All throughout the time.
Iranians.
Well,
the Iranian Chrono Empire.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say the enemy really is lack of family, and that's more of an emotional enemy.
I bet I said the enemy, the great enemy of these films is lack of creativity.
Well, they definitely went out of the box and put an F in front of it instead of like words. You know what I mean? So I mean that has to be condemned in some way. But Tyler, do you have any final thoughts on this?
It'll make $1 billion.
It's funny that they named the title of the movie after what was going to get on a grade scale on the college system. An F. Do you get it? It's funny. They're not laughing. But I am on the inside. But speaking about laughing on the inside, The Thing is being rebooted. Again. I'm glad we can agree that this thing is not a good idea. And we're like, you didn't even know that, but you already knew that. It's being rebooted the third time. You know what they say? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Third time, it's gonna suck.
Yes.
So Tyler, for real, what are your thoughts on this? Are you
Well,
you think it's going to go in a different direction or what?
I think they rebooted it and it already failed the first time they rebooted it. And even the original film didn't make much money. It was just a cult hit. And you can't try to reboot cult hits and try to make them into big blockbusters.
Well, they also say if you fail once, make a mediocre reboot of that.
See, it's just like, to me, it's the same thing. Remember the review for Tron?
Tron Legacy?
A niche, like the original Tron's a niche film, had a cult following. You can't turn that and try to turn that to a giant tentpole movie. You got a niche fans.
Oh no, I like Tron Legacy. I get what you're trying to say though.
See, it's like this, not a lot of people like the thing, but the people who like the thing love the thing, and you can't make that niche market and try to turn that into a $800, $900 million investment.
You're going to try to make it a cinematic universe thing.
You can't. You just cannot do that.
And I don't think they should either. Granted, John Carpenter did pretty amazing job on it. I mean, the ending's just iconic. I showed the ending to our producer Amanda, and she, in her words, she goes, "No, I don't want to watch that." Thank you, Amanda. She's part of the computer, so give her some thanks in the comments if you can.
Are you talking about the fire? They're sitting around the fire.
When they're lighting the spider thing on fire.
Oh, talking about the part where they're not sure which one's a.
Oh, they're cutting their hands open.
No, the very end, they're not sure which one is, but they know they're going. If they stay, they're going to freeze. Well,
the point is, like, it freaked her out, essentially. But as far as the reboot, I never saw the 2011 reboot. Did you ever see it?
Yeah, it had a local in it.
Well, I don't care if it had myself in it. I wouldn't have watched it. Did you ever watch it?
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either.
Heard that, which is what most women say about our dates.
It felt like a film that some indie director somewhere in possibly Scandinavia had made a good indie film, and then like Fox just showed, like, here's $50 million, make us a big movie.
Because that's essentially what happened, right?
I believe so is what happened. I believe.
Well, since they are going to reboot it, what do you want this to be? Soft reboot territory, like where Kurt Russell's character is still involved, and now these other crew goes to the second
one. The reboot was a soft reboot.
Oh, I see. I never saw it.
Yeah, it was a soft. It was the prequel to the thing. So this is a soft. Well, you can't even reboot it because the thing is dead.
Yeah. Well,
you just completely reboot it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, granted. I mean, one part of me is like, I wish we had original ideas. Second off, the thing is such an interesting concept that you could do it well. I mean, but like, I don't want to see it at all.
Carpenterverse.
I mean, Carpenterverse. Yeah, we don't need that.
This is like a Carpenterverse.
This is one of those things that you could do, but you shouldn't do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just say we better not. You know what I mean? It's what you should do.
Like you remember when they rebooted The Mist? I mean, the fog. Is it the
Mist?
Fog? The Fog.
Oh, the Fog. Yeah.
Horrible. You just don't reboot Carpenter films.
It's just amazing that how many times
I saw it on Precinct 13.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I bet that this one will be 27% in Rotten Tomatoes, and they'll try again in another 5 years. But any final thoughts on this, Tyler?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. That's what we all say. John Carpenter, keep on to those rights. Don't let it go to anybody, please. But speaking about making sequels to things that probably shouldn't be remade, Lethal Weapon 5 is a go.
Please put Danny DeVito in this.
Danny DeVito, yeah,
Please.
with his elongated scene, his contractually obligated scene.
Please put him in this movie.
And that's a Google search that we may or may not be recommending. But yes, this is going to be happening. Danny Glover, Mel Gibson, and Richard Donner, who's like an elderly man now, is going to be
He's like 80 years old, 85 years old.
He's 89. I looked it up.
89 years old. Richard Donner is doing.
Yeah, he's about to donner the grave if they don't hurry up and do this. So, Tyler, what do you think about this?
I will be okay with this if Danny DeVito has been cast. And
what about Mac and Dennis?
I want them to have cameos in this. I want them to exist in this film universe.
It would be wonderful. But as far as like the actual movie, like it's always been a whole thing on Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they try to make Lethal Weapon 5 and they play the characters themselves, and that's pretty fun. But like as far as the real version, what do you think?
I guess that you could probably, I don't know, probably because didn't they have a TV show that recently failed?
Yeah, they did a TV show, and it was like this, as producer Andrew says.
I mean the thing about it is, like, the way that those films were set up. I mean, it was a product of its time.
Yeah, now it just doesn't work. I mean,
it's okay to see it as a timepiece, like a time capsule from when the 80s and the 90s, from when the films were released. But now it's just you just can't do a film like that anymore.
now see, I sort of agree, but I don't agree because now, like the whole point of Lethal Weapon is like these kind of cool buddy cops and like the common phrase like I'm too old for this. I think now it's kind of like Ghostbusters being back, like to see them a little bit more old and a little bit more like schlubby and kind of pathetic at least, kind of like might add to some of the charm as long as they're not like action hero people.
They're literally too old. They're literally too old for this.
Yeah, and see that would probably be the tagline on there. It's like I'm too old. Oh, hey there, Mr. Glover.
Do you want an 85-year-old policeman? 85-year-old out there with a gun, 85-year-old man out there with a gun, and a 76-year-old out there with a gun. Do you want that? You want to watch a movie of two elderly policemen driving around?
Ironically, yes, but not physically. No.
Oh,
is Mel Gibson really that old?
Yeah, he's in his 70s, dude.
No way. Goodness, I mean, he was gone for a hot minute, so I mean, you're probably right on that. But
as long as there is what's the word? There's no alcohol involved in this film.
Yes, I know. I mean, granted, Mel Gibson tried to like put on a puppet of a beaver or something like that and make a comeback a few years ago, and it didn't work.
And
remember that?
I think his films are banned in Israel as well.
I wonder why. I mean, again, there's so many things you could Google search off our show if you don't know, but we won't tell you. We're going to keep that one vague.
I don't think we can say that on why that is on TV.
Oh no. I mean, again, you probably already know. You know what's up. But any final thoughts on this?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, this is like two things we say not do it on.
Unless they do Lethal Weapon, and it's Chris Rock's character from the last Lethal Weapon, and then they just find a replacement for Mel Gibson, and they just kind of like.
What if they die and like their kids go off and do this, and like their daughters go and do that?
No, what if they die and they're reincarnated as dogs, and they have to like solve dog murders?
I'd watch that.
Yeah, it'll be like a Dog's Purpose 3, a dog's
duty.
A dog's duty. There we go. It's a big duty.
Oh goodness, we're gonna stop this. That's gone too far. Maybe gone too far in a few places, guys. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching Movie News. Right now, time for a Big Bang Cinema short take. And today's short take is, what do we got, Tyler?
We got Robert Zemeckis is to direct a Pinocchio reboot. Another Disney live-action reboot is in the works again.
Yes, and I believe we have a clip of this movie. By the way, this is an exclusive Big Bang Cinema clip that we just obtained before the show. Courtesy of Robert Zemeckis and Disney themselves. So, Andrew, if you could play that.
We got connections.
Who am I kidding? I mean, we all have strings. Inside and out.
What is happening to me?
No! No, I'm not exaggerating! I was on stage, dying! Oh, I didn't know! What is honesty, after all?
Amen. Tyler, I don't know about you. I'm excited about this film now.
I am excited about it too. I like a really character-driven drama about Pinocchio, because in the struggles of being Italian in America.
Yeah, I mean, it has to do with a lot with immigration. Has to do a lot with what it means to be a boy, and also just kind of generally, it's very progressive in its ideals that. Someone who is very much not a real boy.
Does he have human rights?
Yeah. Does he have rights? Does he have?
Does the Bill of Rights extend to wooden people?
Is he able to get along?
What if he identifies as a real boy? Does that allow him to receive the rights as a real boy would have?
It has a lot to do with social constructs and breaking those down. And as his nose grows, so does our progressiveness.
I mean, is he allowed to take hormone blockers even though he is wood?
Yes, I know exactly. And there's so many things that we can go on. I mean, and we haven't even started even talking about Geppetto's arc, about him being in a DEA camp because of selling things that he should not be selling.
Well, I mean, he literally used black magic to bring a doll to life.
I know, and obviously that put him on the government watch list, as it does. I mean, I think I would know.
Last time I checked, I know some people who do this stuff, and it takes a lot of souls to bring inanimate objects to life. Where'd he get those souls from?
Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of things, but going back to the actual film, what do you think about Robert Zemeckis doing this? I know you're a big fan of Robert Zemeckis.
Okay, I'm a fan of Robert Zemeckis, but I'm not a big fan of these live action Disney films.
Okay, well, do you think him coming to the table, as skilled of a director as he is, besides Women of Marwen, or Welcome to Marwen, sorry, do you think that his track record stands for itself? I'm
gonna go ahead and tell you, I really believe that these films are directed by studio executives and they just slap a director's name on them.
Essentially, I mean, well, I know you loved Aladdin movie that just came out recently.
Oh no, I hated that movie. It's not even funny. It was horrendous.
Okay, I never watched it. And it's funny because we're actually talking about a Guy Ritchie film that he actually cared about and didn't do for a paycheck. But I don't know. I like Robert Zemeckis. I think he's a really solid director. I don't think he's like the greatest director that's ever lived, but he's kind of like the Jon Favreau of the 80s. Kind of like he was the guy you called if you wanted something done and you wanted really solid nuts and bolts kind of thing. I think this is not something that I particularly want to see, and I think this will be it's almost kind of creepy when you look at it.
My question is, here's the biggest part about it is, who really cares about Pinocchio today?
Not a single person.
How many times have you seen kids with Pinocchio book bags, Pinocchio wallpaper, put Pinocchio bedspreads, Pinocchio toys? You don't see that.
Yeah, but well, probably because this is more of a thing from like the 40s and everything. Like maybe in the 40s, like I'm going to bring my pail to lunch. I'm going to have a little Pinocchio, listen to him on the radio when I get home, and
Well, here's the thing, though. When the movie come out, the people who loved it as children are dead now. They're either dead or they don't know what year it is.
Or they're fan of Kingdom Hearts.
I think he was in Kingdom Hearts.
He was in the first Kingdom Hearts, yeah. And they took him out because it realized it sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, any final thoughts on this? Mr. Zemeckis, are you excited about this? Regardless if it's a Disney reboot or not, are you excited to see another Robert Zemeckis film?
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Well, Tyler's not excited about any of these things, but I'm curious, not excited for some of them, but I'm staying open to this, but they'll probably just water it down, and it might as well just not have been a no-name director. And you're probably right, they probably just got the name on it. But what do you guys think about it? You can leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching so far. We're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about another Guy Ritchie project that he cared about. Stay with us.
Guy Ritchie movies.
When it comes to culinary arts, Nash Community College is here to turn your burning passion for food into a career. Our chefs, with over 70 years of highly qualified industry experience, are here to point you in the right direction, teaching and handing down classical culinary techniques that will improve your skills and help you cut your way into the food industry. Gain invaluable experience, vital to cooking and preparing delicious food, served in a personal and creative environment. To learn more about the Culinary Arts program, visit nashcc.edu.
Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema, guys. My name is Isaac Horrible A.D.A. Anderson. Wow, that was not a word.
Was that was not a word.
I was like, it sounded like Swahili or something. Like that's horrible idea, Anderson. See, that tied into it. It's called what you call a character arc. Tyler, what's your name?
Tyler Popeye's Chicken Sandwich King.
He does love those.
Yes, I do.
Guys, we both saw a film this week that we would like to talk to you about in today's Big Bang Cinema movie review. And Tyler, what movie is that?
The Gentleman.
Or as they say in Spain, the Gentleman. Get it?
Oh, the Senores.
Whatever. Shut up. You know what I meant.
Los Senores.
The cultures are different. Tyler, what's The Gentleman about?
It is a complex story. It's pretty complex.
It's very complex. Basic one sentence synopsis.
Drug lord
You don't have to
getting
limit your
revenge.
words. Just say one sentence.
I
I might be able to do this. You mind if I take a stab at this?
I got this. It's about a drug kingpin trying to get even with another kingpin and an editor.
That's essentially the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think you would do it.
Yeah, I did it.
That was really good. Yeah. Yeah, Tyler, what did you think about The Gentleman?
Like I said, it was really confusing what was going on. So, well, not super confusing, but it was kind of like, who was that guy again? Let me go back and look that up again. Why is he here? Why are they doing that? But past that, it was a Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed this film more than I thought I was going to. I didn't think it was a perfect film. I didn't think it was a great film. I just thought it was a really fun movie. And it was very Guy Ritchie. It was like probably one of the most Guy Ritchie things I've seen Guy Ritchie do in a long time. And I really enjoyed it. It was very British. Very, very British. Specifically like Cockney kind of accents.
So I had a hard time understanding what was going on because they would explain something.
Do you like that bluff and bluff?
And yeah, they just butchered the English language.
Well, they invented it, so they can butcher it.
Not the Cockneys. They didn't invent nothing.
Well, it sounds like
They just invented crime.
They just invented crime, exactly. But yeah, I think we should get into some of the nuts and bolts of the film. So the movie focuses around Hugh Grant talking to Charlie Hunnam's character about all these events that transpired to get them to where they are. And Charlie Hunnam plays like a kind of a bodyguard slash like person that like a street guy that works for Matthew McConaughey, who is like a drug kingpin in England. And I thought Matthew McConaughey was going to do like a British accent. Very happy he didn't. He stuck in Matthew McConaughey. I serve marijuana to the public, kind of thing. That was not a great impression, but you get the picture. He's right behind me.
Time for me to take my shirt off.
Yeah, I think it would be a great idea when I was selling these drugs
Take
to take my shirt off. He does not take his shirt off in this film, surprisingly.
This is one of the few I've seen him not take his shirt off in.
Yeah, well, I mean...
That and Wolf of Wall Street.
That is true. Of all movies, Wolf of Wall Street doesn't take his shirt off. Yeah. But what did you think about the cast and everything in this movie?
Okay. I enjoyed it. You know, it's good seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. Like it was Hugh Grant. I hadn't seen Hugh Grant in a while. I was oh snap, that's Hugh Grant. Look at it. And then you had I can never remember the guy's name. He's in like all these Guy Ritchie movies. It's just you always see him, but you never remember his name.
Charlie Hunnam?
No, not Charlie Hunnam. The editor.
Oh goodness, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
the face dude.
It's the face. You know this face, but you cannot remember his name. You remember all his characters' names, but you cannot give him his
British face dude.
The British face dude.
Yeah, that's a guy in the movie. But I thought the cast was really great. My favorite character was probably Colin Farrell, just because he played him so kind of like so reluctant, like he didn't like he if you don't know who his character is, he's like a boxing ring owner that like has like a group of guys that he trains and everything.
He's coach, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a coach. Yeah, and his character's name is Coach, and they all wear like these Costa tracksuits. Like they took a note out of the Russian handbook and all wore matching tracksuits.
Oh no, dude, that's England, dude. That's straight up England.
Oh yeah.
They do that in England. They'll wear like Reebok tracksuits.
Yeah, and his whole crew has like homemade rap videos, and like they're also like
and they're morons.
Yeah, they're all idiots.
They're morons.
And that was probably my favorite part of the movie. Was like I would watch a whole movie dedicated to like watching like his whole boxing ring guys do everything because they post like YouTube videos and they like do rap videos.
Well, the thing is that they do crimes and do rap videos and they just post it on
YouTube.
Post it on YouTube. And it's their faces and everything and got their names on the videos.
Well, and they have masks and they don't use them.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah, but like, what made me laugh about it was in the background, like every single music video they have, they're all doing these massive flips. It's like a Naked Gun film, but like all the flips are going on, and like it was almost a parody, but like I liked all that stuff. I liked the world. It felt like Matthew Vaughn takes a lot of things out of the Guy Ritchie book. Matthew Vaughn's kind of like Guy Ritchie light, and I also like the storytelling device in this too, of the way the story is being told through Hugh Grant's perception of it, but you're still seeing the honesty because he's been following him. But like obviously, at the weakest part of the movie for me was near the end when it kind of results back into like linear storytelling, where like we got to stop so and so from doing the thing. Like that stuff got really boring to me. But the fun stuff was like them looking back in retrospect, and. The stylized thing was like, oh no, that's not how it happened. This is how it happened, and then them doing things. That was the most fun. But when it got to like linear stuff, and it got out of that, that's when the movie started losing me a little bit. But thankfully, it only happens for like maybe the last 20 or 30 minutes of the film.
Did you keep expecting to see a Jason Statham cameo in there?
A little bit, yeah. I got a lot of Snatch vibes in this.
Like, I was like, where is he at? I thought Snatch and Lock, Stock.
Yeah, Lock, Stock is yeah. He always has seems to have an American character. He loves kind of the crime genre, and his soundtracks are always really good too. I was listening to the soundtrack on the way to the gym today, the boom dun 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 dun. That one we had to stop before I get pulled off.
Darude Sandstorm.
Yeah, it's Darude Sandstorm. So, by the way, fun fact, not to get us off topic, but it's important to mention on the show. Last week we got pulled down by the Flat Earth Society. So if you guys are watching this, go try to pull us down again, okay?
Wait. We
got flagged on our video by the Flat Earth Society by saying the world is round.
By saying the world is round, we stated a scientific fact.
Yeah.
They try to pull us down.
Yeah, don't worry.
To their flat level.
To their flat level. I mean, I've put a dispute out and they realized it was nothing, but they tried to flag us for saying the world was round. So allegedly.
Oh man,
it's allegedly the world's round, but it's totally true. But anyway, back to the gentleman. So just try to pull us down again, Flat Earth Society, if you like. We're not saying things are right. Oh yeah,
I'll throw you off the end of the world.
Was that the head of the Flat Earth Society right there? I think it was. Goodness. Goodness me, yes, absolutely. So Tyler, final thoughts from the gentleman.
It was watchable.
It was watchable, okay.
It was watchable. Usually Guy Ritchie
That
films...
was only watchable?
Okay, now I'm going to tell you, Guy Ritchie films are, like I said before, it's like a flipping a coin. He's got a 50% chance you can get something that you can sit through and watch, and you're going to sit back and that was pretty good. Or you're going to have one you can sit there and you're like, who greenlit this? What was he thinking? Why did he do this?
I think the biggest thing for me is I like the tone, I like the storytelling. I also like Hugh Grant's character was probably one of my favorites. I liked a lot of it, man. I didn't think it was, obviously it gets a little bit, it flatlined for me, just like The World, near the end of the movie, when it started getting into that storytelling device. But otherwise than that, I like all the characters, I like the world it's set in, and I kind of like the story. It was a very fun way of doing it. Pretty solid for a January movie. I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, about 6 out of 10 for me too.
I think it's pretty solid. But guys, did you watch this movie? What did you guys think? You can leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
6 out of 10 is kind of high for a Guy Ritchie movie.
It is. I mean, he's back to form. And when he cares about a movie, he cares about a movie. I saw a lot of these things coming, but hey, it is what it is. It was a movie. It was fine. And if you want to have fun, I'd recommend. It's like something that you turn on at a Monday afternoon if you're off.
King Arthur.
Well, we're not going to mention that one. Charlie Hunnam's in that one too, though. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're probably going to have a segment, no movie review, because Gretel and Hansel or something like that's out now.
Hans and Greta.
And we don't care about
How
seeing that.
dare you?
Like, spoiler
How
alert.
dare you?
Yeah, spoiler alert, it sucks. But guys,
Hansel and Greta.
Oscars. We're talking about the Oscars next week.
Oscars.
I knew this.
I know 5 Oscars, believe it or not.
Yes, what?
I know 5 Oscars.
5 Oscars.
Oscar Garcia.
Okay, well, that's enough. We're running out of time, guys. We're talking about the Oscars next week. So thank you so much. My name is Isaac. Oscars were next week, and I didn't realize it, Anderson.
Oscar Richardson.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Tyler. Oscar Thomas.
Keen.
And Oscar Smith. And there's one more.
Tyler has a brain problem.
I know
that we're
like
trying
5
to fix.
Oscars. That's the 5 Oscars I know.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Later.